Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Good dude.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I used to party all the time.
Basically won the Civil War.
I was talking about a friend I knew in high school who was named after a Confederate general.
Not that one.
Not that one.
The other one.
No, yeah, the Confederates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was an off of the Union.
He wasn't a good guy.
No. But smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream.
It
does depend on what side you're on. That is, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, I guess it's not a good guy or a bad guy.
Are there still sides? I mean, y'all kind of.
There's not sides anymore, but there are sides.
Oh yeah,
there's
definitely
still people
sides.
there.
One of them still has an old flag.
Yeah. It is kind of weird, like, because I just live my life. I love everyone.
Me too.
And like, then you go on Twitter, you see some responses like, bro.
Twitter's not. We talked about this on BDE. Twitter's not a real place.
It's how do you live your life like
cesspool.
that? It's just gross.
I love it.
I mean, I don't even know. I do love it. I mean, not that stuff.
No,
I hate all Reese's.
Instagram comments, dude.
Reese's S. Grant. Instagram comments.
That's my favorite place on the internet.
Dude, they've upgraded. It never used to be like that.
It's so good.
The past like year and a half, it's been like
so good.
They leveled up.
Yeah.
I can't even say my favorite comment, but it was a good one. Just know that.
There's a lot of good ones.
Shout out to the Detroit Tigers, who aren't gonna go winless.
I'm back,
who actually
bitches.
look pretty damn good.
Yep.
For the offense of the ball. And the Mariners aren't nothing. They're not bad, but they're not great. They didn't make the playoffs last year. But they got the W nonetheless, and the offense was on fire.
Yeah.
Javi watch. It was a Javi.
Third base Javi, yeah.
3 for 5.
3 for 5. He had a rocket. They had a 6-run first inning where they started off just absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. Shout out Justin Henry Malloy for being ready. You never got to get ready if you stay ready, and he stays ready. Guy that I thought shouldn't have been sent down to AAA, and the day he got called up, the first pitch he sees an absolute rocket double, and then he has a 5-pitch walk his next at bat, and just taking good at bats. That's what he's done. That's what he did down the stretch when the Tigers were winning playoff games and making that miraculous stretch last year. Well, Justin Henry Malloy was consistently getting good at bats, so glad to see him up with the team. Hopefully he doesn't go back down to AAA, but he had a good game, and we're going to get into it, obviously. A lot of things you like to see from that Tigers offense.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jackson Jobe and what his start looked like. Nick gave it a crazy rating on Twitter that we're going to get into later.
Can't wait.
But first,
but feist.
But wait,
there's more.
College basketball is dead.
Yeah, bro.
it's
that
dead.
shit was gross this morning.
It's crazy.
On both sides.
Yeah. You've seen Xavier Booker entered the transfer portal. Saw that one coming a mile away. Nothing crazy about that one. Just sucks. He 5-star talent, McDonald's All-American. Just could never get it to work. So go somewhere else. Maybe you can get it to work there. Best of luck to Xavier Booker. Greg Norman, same thing. Saw that one coming a mile away. He wasn't going to start. Wasn't getting the playing time. Best of luck to him somewhere else. Trey Holloman, that's a surprising one.
Did he kiss the court?
Kiss the court, yeah. Obviously, all the stuff with Michigan when it came to the court and pushing the guys off of it. And this is a guy who was going to be a senior, a 4-year senior for time. Well, again, it's not over. Like, the book's not closed. He hasn't signed it. He can easily come back to Michigan State.
It works like that?
Yeah, you can enter the transfer portal and then withdraw your name. And that's what. But
it's tough because you need the talent. But I almost would want to tell a kid to fuck off.
The thing that doesn't sit with me is that apparently he's been actively shopping the transfer portal for a couple weeks now.
Him or an agent?
Well, his camp, so he has to play a part in it.
Yeah.
So it's apparently he's been actively shopping the transfer portal for a couple weeks, including a run in the tournament, which I don't like that at all.
To be honest. Money involved.
That's what I'm saying. I can't. I'm not going to kill him.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be an NBA guy. If he wants to go somewhere to make $1 million his senior year of basketball, go do it.
Change his life.
It's what college sports are now, and I'm not going to ever say no. You can't go get paid. What do you talk? Go get your money, man.
Get
sucks.
your money, black man.
Like I said, he hasn't transferred anywhere yet, so it's very possible that he withdraws his name and returns, but whatever.
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 I think that definitely changes it in that perspective, just thinking about it in terms of, like, yeah, he's not going to the NBA. Get your money now. I'm not mad at it. It just, I guess it sucks because, like, you do grow attachments to these people as fans of these programs, and that's just going to change. And the same with Trey Donaldson, who's also into the transfer portal. That one was that posted by us at Woodward Sports. I'm assuming it's not an April Fool's thing.
No, it's not. It was posted by everybody else, too.
So, Nicholas, Trey Donaldson in the transfer portal. How you feel?
It was surprising, but the same thing Spenny just said. It's not surprising at the same time in this college basketball that we're not seeing and now seeing, and even college football. I mean, the whole college landscape is completely reshaped, and the Michigan already got another transfer from UNC. I don't know if you guys hit on that at all yesterday, but he was like a top 25 guy, so I'm fired up about that. So it's see you, Trey. Thank you for
led the ACC in turnovers.
He'll fit right in.
That's a Michigan guy. Yeah.
Well, also he was like, I think he was top 16 in the country in assists.
Right
Yeah.
Like he's a playmaker. Yeah. He's going to turn the ball over a lot. Michigan fans are not going to be happy.
I think he's a
what
point.
position does he play?
It's point guard.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like top 16 in the league in assists last year.
Pass the rock. But this is what it is. We're already in contention for the number 1 overall transfer recruit. It's going to come down to us in Kentucky. Reports are coming out.
Who is it?
Power forward from UAB, averaged like 20, 12, 4 assists, absolute dog from a minor school. Like the number 1 recruit we're already in talks with. And if we're throwing the bag to football, I would like to think that they might throw some cash out for basketball. If they can get this guy, we're right back on track. But this is what it is. It's free agency. It's a whole new ball game. And you're either spending and you're winning, or you're not spending and you're going to get bounced in the second round of the tournament.
Our only hope as Michigan State fans, or honestly, is Ishbia.
Ishbia and Magic Johnson.
Yeah. They would have to get involved. Mm-hmm. They got money, but you guys will spend your money, to be fair.
Yeah.
You guys had to go to outside source.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I saw Ryan Ermanni made a really good point the other day about how with college basketball now for coaches, the best job is whatever school spends the most money. Like the best job is whatever school has the biggest NIL fund.
For sure, and the best team.
Yeah. And so like you're not like if Duke isn't going to spend, Texas A&M is going to be a better job because they're going to spend and they have an insane donor backing for NIL funds.
Yeah.
So like
the SEC right now.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's a wild time in college sports.
Yeah, at first I felt shitty about the Trey Holloman stuff, just for Michigan State fans and just in general. It feels weird. He was heavily embraced, the kiss to court, all that stuff like that. But the concept of you're not going to the NBA, you're in school to play basketball. He's not in school. I mean, let's be real about it. He's not in school for school.
No.
He's in school to hoop.
Not here to play school.
Yep.
And like I said, if Trey goes somewhere else, it sucks. And I'm disappointed in it if he does because, you had your opportunity to be a senior and to be that guy and you're going to go somewhere else. Whatever. But like I said, I can't be mad at him if he's going to go get $1 million from somebody.
Get that bag. Eastern Michigan University, here he comes. Shout out to Charlie Batch. Wasn't he paying some NIL deals a couple years back or something like that? I think it was. I could be thinking about someone else. Either way, more basketball news, professional basketball news. Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Stewart suspended 2 games.
He was kicking ass.
Sasser, Ron Holland also suspended 1, as well as
DiVincenzo and Naz Reid both get a game too. My
only issue, and I get like Beef Stew has like the previous technical fouls, like once you're over that 17, I think it is.
Yeah.
Then like you automatically get that suspension. So that's probably why he's getting 2, everybody else getting 1. I just feel like DiVincenzo deserves a little bit more. I feel like he escalated things way further than they went.
100%.
I don't know. I think everybody got 1 game. Like, I don't know.
Italian, you're defending.
I think everybody got
I think DiVincenzo is a legend in this household.
I thought about it at first. He's an Italian-American basketball player.
He's Italian American hero.
There's, like I said, if it was Isaiah Stewart got 4 games and everybody else got 1, it's like, yeah, then you'd have a case to be mad. But he got a suspension, or he got an extra game because he has as many technicals as he does, and so that ultimately results in a game. So everybody got 1 game for their role in the brawl.
I get it, but the guy that started it should get.
I mean, it takes 2 to tango,
Brother, when someone fucking attacks you, what are you supposed to do?
It's true.
I mean, come on.
Yep.
This is America. He could have shot him if it was in the streets.
This is America.
Just saying. Bow.
But I think it's fair. Everybody got one game. Stu
Pow,
gets
right in the kisser.
Stu gets 2 because he has too many technical fouls on the year.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna bitch about that.
You guys? Nick, Chris?
I'm with you. I think it's bullshit. Straight up.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo started that
privilege.
whole entire thing. Exactly. What are we doing here? Yeah, no, DiVincenzo should have definitely been suspended the same amount of games as Stewart. That's what pisses me off.
They were.
I thought it was 1 for DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Stu got the extra one.
Everybody got suspended for the same amount
Because
for
of
the
the
fight.
tech. Oh.
Yeah,
The reason Stu got
He
the
get
extra
kicked out,
one
it's
is
like
because he
counts
had
as
too
attack.
many technicals on the year.
I hated that DiVincenzo. Like that was such a bullshit snake move by him. And
Yeah.
Nas Reed bitching about a pretty clean play, a basketball play. for
Regular,
that.
completely
regular
basketball
ass
play.
play.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get labeled as the crash outs, the pissing
It's
crash outs.
crazy. I hate it.
I was listening to ESPN before I came today, and I was like, "What is going on here?"
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're crash outs, but in that specific scenario,
Yeah.
they tried picking on a 19-year-old kid.
I mean,
like fucking punks.
You guys,
Bitch ass punks. Dante DiVincenzo especially. And maybe I'm just being for sure biased because I just don't like him now. But like all game, you're getting picked on by Beef Stew. You're not doing a damn thing about it. And then this 19-year-old, 170-pound kid fucking blocks your teammate, and then you want to get in his face, start pushing him. And she's like, that's soft as fuck.
he
That's
shoved
as
his
soft
ass
as a
out of
kid.
the way with the quickness.
And as soon as Stu got in there, hey, calm down, guys.
Yeah,
and then Stu's attention's diverted, pushes him, starts to act tough again. Fucking pussy.
He's a
Fuck
pussy.
you, Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Until you put on the Pistons.
That
jersey.
Italian feller.
He's a pussy for sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to smoke with Stu either, but
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to smoke
Ron
Stu
would
either.
pack Dante DiVincenzo's ass.
But don't
up, too.
fucking go pick on the 19. Like this. Like, come on.
Jump a 19-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. I mean, that's the part I didn't like about it.
Yeah, my only part with it is the national reputation that comes with it. Because I'm fair game with the suspensions. That's fine. I'm actually good with the fact that, like, okay, everybody only got suspended a game. Because had this been David Stern era, that would have been like season. Stu, done for the season. Dante DiVincenzo, you're all right, buddy. Like,
Back to the gulag.
Yeah, it would have been a lot heftier of a suspension, but I'm just more so like, I get, again, reputation is a part of it, but how can you just not look at that and think anything other than Minnesota is soft dick bags?
Soft.
Like that's it. That's all they did. They dished out what they couldn't take, and they started it. And yet Detroit is labeled the crash outs, the bad boys, whatever. But again, I'm cool with it. The history shows us this is how the Pistons
honestly,
win championships.
The NBA loves it. If you go look at their social media,
Yeah.
they posted it. They posted the fucking fight. Like they're using it to sell tickets.
They want
So, like,
villains.
you're right. We did get like only the one games is kind of like it's not bad at all. But speaking of the Wizards, or I'm sorry, the Timberwolves being soft, I just thought like fucking Isaiah Stewart beating Rudy Gobert, the fucking Harry Potter spell. Just fucking
Rudy. I mean, everybody knows Rudy Gobert's the softest pussy in the league. So
for sure.
Absolutely.
It's French. I mean,
he's French.
let's be real about it. No offense to the French. No offense.
All
to the
offense
French.
to the
we don't really
French.
care.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, nobody's scared about the French.
I hate French.
I do too. They ruined it with the Olympics.
You see, they want to take back the Statue of Liberty. Well, come get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, come get it. please.
Yeah. You're going to come on American soil and take the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, right.
You got another fucking thing coming.
Stuff that thing full of
I
Shove
hate-
that bag right up your fucking
Yeah.
pooper.
fucking
I
Freedom
hate
Prize
to see
now,
the
boy.
guy that wants to take the Statue of Liberty
Yeah.
from us.
Those two guys are guarding.
Uh-oh. Breaking news.
Oh, hold on.
Per Ryan Fowler, JB sent it in. The Detroit Lions will host Texas A&M edge Shamar Stewart for a top 30 visit tomorrow after arriving in town this evening, per sources. Dynamic
Detroit
edge
Lions
threat has had an excellent pre-draft process and is a player who is expected to hear his name called early on night one. Shamar Stewart will be a top 30 visit for the Detroit Lions.
Don't you
The
fucking
Detroit
April
Lions
Fools.
select.
I'm not. That is per. Well, JB sent it in. That is per Ryan Fowler. That is the official Ryan Fowler account. There is no April Fool's, nothing.
I can't wait
It
to
is-
see you at draft night, Daddy.
April Fool's free.
Oh, that's what I like to hear, son. Especially, I said it yesterday. We talked about Brad Holmes' comments. I was like, I'd like to hear I like to hear it. I see a lot of these quotes. By the way, I love our media. I really do. There's a lot of great people in it. There's so much more juicy shit in there than they could have dragged.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
We'll get to it. But first and foremost, before we go to break, I do want to say happy birthday to Dan McCarty.
The GOAT.
The fucking GOAT. It just is what it is. He's the man. We're talking about guys getting beat up. That is the guy who punished people in the NHL for a very long time at championship level, too. So, happy birthday, D-Mac.
Yeah, happy birthday, D-Mac.
And congratulations on your early birthday gift.
Yeah, shout out to him.
I don't know if we're talking about that yet, but
We can.
you can?
Yeah.
What's he calling it? The Darren McCarty School of Wrestling?
Grind Time Academy.
Grind Time
of Wrestling.
Academy. We're going to be in there, whether we like it or not.
It's right in my backyard.
Yep.
So no hiding from him. He's going to pull up in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to D-Mac, though. It's fucking awesome.
Which low-key childhood dream of mine.
Yeah.
Sportsman will come to life.
Sportsman coming to life.
Shout
out to D-Mac, though. Happy birthday. Absolute legend. He is one of the greatest humans I've ever met in my entire life.
Also, one of the cleanest stunners in the game.
Yes.
He's
Stoner.
Oh, yeah. What does he call it? 420. What does he call it?
Stoner. It's the D-Mac Stoner.
D-Mac Stoner.
Because it's a punch, not a kick.
And then
Yeah.
he's clean with it.
He is.
He is.
Shout out to him. Just love the guy, man. Absolute gem of a human being. Happy birthday, D-Mac. You deserve to have a great day, brother. Let's go to break. Tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for just $15 a month, or upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Same old Detroit sports merch. Go ahead and head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab there and get yourself some brand new merch. All teams, all seasons, hoodies, tees, hats, all of that. Woodward Sports, the best Detroit sports merch in town. Go ahead and hit that shop tab today.
I'm by myself.
So that's not too much.
No, that's funny.
That's okay, cool.
Yeah, people use it all the time. I'm getting pretty loose with what I post on Twitter. I'm putting dogs barking. I'm putting
I think you dropped the hot or something. Or no, you dropped the G.
What?
You dropped the G on someone.
On Twitter?
Yeah. In a meme though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like don't care, didn't ask, plus you're gay. And it was like when Ben Johnson said something. It's a picture of Sonic wearing a fucking winter coat.
I was scared because I don't know if we were saying that again.
Gay's back, dude.
My new favorite meme is the one I saw last night with Cindy Sweeney called off her wedding with whoever the fuck it is. It's Tony Soprano running through the woods. Read all that mean shit. What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. If you guys are here for football, I promise you we're going to deliver it. We got Brad Holmes at the podium. We have Dan Campbell there as well, but we got to get out the way because we officially got a Tigers beat reporter in the building, Nicholas Koloff. Detroit Tigers had the first W last night. What are your takeaways, man?
This was a crazy weekend. I'm actually happy maybe I wasn't in Friday to talk about the Thursday night game because I had some overreactions to say the least. One of them being our now second baseman, Colt Keith. He had a tough start to his weekend.
Yeah.
Last night, Colt really got on board. You saw why this organization put all of their cards in his basket when it came down to giving him the first long-term contract. Colt Keith, he looked great last night. He was a big part of why the Detroit Tigers got back on track versus Seattle Mariners. I wanted your thoughts on that one first, Benny, starting with Colt, because he went from, super low, maybe the biggest reason they lost that first game, to being a big reason they won last night.
Yeah, and real quick, in the Woodward Sports Chat, Super Chat from Mike Hilton, he says...
Shout out. 1-0.
No, he actually, he just forgot to put it in there. He says, I love D-Mac. Happy birthday. I love the heavyweights. We love you too, Mike. Appreciate it.
Is his birthday?
He said happy birthday, D-Mac.
That was Mike's birthday.
No, Colt Keith needed that game. He needed that game bad yesterday. He was seeing the plate really well. He obviously started off with a couple walks, and then you saw him put the barrel on the ball, get a couple knocks in there. It was rough to start the season for him. It's about as bad as a start as you can ask for anybody. So it was good to see him get back on track there. Hopefully that keeps it going, and he keeps hitting for the rest of the series against the Mariners at least.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest takeaways from the weekend is just the Dodgers being an absolute powerhouse. I don't think that they're gonna lose more than 50 games, to be honest. They're gonna break records this season. It really is truly, when you talk about the has-beens and has-nots in college sports, in baseball, they can do the same exact thing, and that is what the Dodgers are doing, and you got to experience it firsthand. I thought they were in the first game and the second game. They should have won. One of the worst calls I've ever seen in Major League Baseball overturned. They tried to find some little tiny angle where I still thought it was a tie to the runner, but the Tigers fell apart late. The bullpen lost that game, and you know what? They got back on track, though. I am happy that we are facing the Mariners, and they were luckily throwing a righty on the mound because we got to see these lefties rake, fellas.
That guy got fucked so hard. Before his inning is even done, they're like, all right, get the fuck out of here. He got the Maeda treatment.
He was getting shelled, dude. Everybody was stepping up there and putting hard contact
Put
out
the
there.
fries in the
bag,
bag,
They were finding
son.
barrels. It started with Justin Henry Malloy. Like I said, I was really happy for this because you guys know I was an advocate of Justin Henry Malloy making this opening day roster. I thought that down the stretch last year and in the playoffs, he was giving the Tigers some of their best at-bats. He was in there. He was fighting. He was seeing the plate very well. You bring him up here after the Gleyber-Torres injury to just have another bat in this lineup, put him in the leadoff spot, and the first pitch he sees, he absolutely ropes off the outfield wall, and then he has a nice 5-pitch walk and his next at-bat, and it just keeps going from there. So I was really happy to see Justin Henry Malloy step up. He needed that. The Tigers team needed that. They started off that first inning hot with 6 runs, and it started off with Justin Henry Malloy with an absolute rope double on the first pitch.
Yeah, and this could all ultimately be a blessing in disguise, Gleyber going down, to be honest, because we finally put Colt back at second. I think Torque through his first 4 games. If you're not on board, hop on, because Torque looks like a completely different player.
He's locked in.
This is so great to see.
Wild.
So put him at first. You can DH Malloy at this point. You don't have to see him in the field. You got Torque at first. You got Colt at second. Maybe Gleyber can come back and play third. He said he didn't want to, but dude, you're on a contract season. What are you going to do? Not play?
Maybe shortstop.
You going to sit? Yeah, you're going to sit out?
Because
Maybe shortstop?
Third base looked pretty good last night. I'm not even joking.
I heard
I was
a
going
little
to
bit this
say,
morning.
Torque made a play at first as well. He made a hell of a catch.
Torque's
good.
Torque's a good
That's what I'm
fielder.
saying.
Yeah.
Let's maybe leave him there, too. If he's going to keep hitting like this.
Third base looked pretty good.
Jahan DH.
Well, even if it is Torres or if it's maybe he gets some DH, in Torres because I like Trey Sweeney a lot at short. Last night he had a good game. Spencer, I know you're not as high on him, but I think when he's going up against righties, Trey Sweeney is a professional ball player. It might be a little bit of the
Who else had a good game last night? You're talking a lot about Trey Sweeney here.
Yeah, Trey Sweeney. And one guy, I heard he's back. Can we get a check on if he is back? Javier Baez, Spencer reactions.
Yeah, no, You love to see it. Obviously, the bat. Not going to take too much stock into the bat that he was swinging last night.
Had a torpedo bat last night.
he had a couple nice knocks. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Javi's back. He's going to hit 290 and 30 bombs. He made some good plays at third base. All joking aside, all blah, blah, blah aside, he made some really good plays defensively at third base, and that gave me – it was good to see. I'd rather see him do that than biff a bunch of them. You know, I'm not going to sit here and call him the GOAT or call him, A-Rod 2.0 or
why not?
Nolan Arenado, but he made some nice plays at third base, and if he can hit like that, he's going to be in the lineup.
Dylan Dingler, speaking of young guys hitting.
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, I'm all in on the Dylan Dingler hype train.
Second time now.
I said it early. I said wouldn't be surprised if he ends up getting more starts this year than Jake Rogers. I mean, he can hold his own when it comes to fielding. Like, He's no slouch back there, and he has a hell of a cannon. He's not as good at framing from just, the eye test. He doesn't get as many calls as Jake Rogers.
Yes.
But I'm willing to give up some of those calls because Dylan Dingler can hit. And in this lineup right now with all of the injuries, would you rather have a guy, with a high upside and that can actually get on base, drive in runs at the bottom of your lineup, or a guy consistently hitting sub 200 in Jake Rogers?
I still start Rogers for for Scooble.
Yeah, have to.
Yeah, and then Dingler can get anything else.
Rogers catches every Scooble start.
Yeah.
The Detroit Tigers are the first team in the MLB since 1901 to have two catchers both hit triples in the first 3 games of the year. So
that's crazy.
Just
1901, huh?
we might have the best catching duo in the history of the MLB.
But I agree with you, 'cause especially if you say Rogers is less in the offensive box, that would make sense to have him because Scoob, you're gonna have okay, make sure I thought I said Torque again. Apologize. I'm pretty high right now. Shot loop. But you have a low-scoring game, you're good. You might not need the offense then, but everywhere else, that's where we want Dingler to step in.
Yeah, no, Dingler looked very comfortable in the box yesterday. He had some good contact. Everybody on the Tigers had good contact except for Zach McKinstry. But no, I'm happy with it. You got two very capable catchers.
And then you guys, I missed out, and I didn't jump in because at that point it was favored. But plus 180, I'm pretty sure, 21.5 for Riley Green home runs.
So I did not take the 21 home run bet, I will say.
Damn.
But last night,
you did call him a superstar,
16 man.
Call him superstar.
He's superstar in the making, no doubt. I said top 5 AL MVP possibly this year. But Riley Green, I hit up the 16-man fantasy baseball group chat, said Green homer. I'm in Florida, can't bet right now, but take it. Take him. He's going yard tonight. Boom! Oppo, Riley Green. It looks effortless for the guy. Like that looked like, just a pop to left, and it's just boom, out of here. Riley Green is so impressive for me, and, his running mate now is back, and his name's Spencer Torkelson, leading the AL in walks. Obviously, he had the big first game with 4 walks and a home run, but what have been your guys' biggest takeaways? I mean, Eazy, you were one of the bigger skeptics. Like, is this guy really lost? Do we just trade him? We're saying his value was never going to be lower. Besides, his value is to be back on this team producing. What were your first thoughts on Torkelson?
I saw a couple things on Twitter. Maybe I should have sent this to Chris, but his stance has changed.
Oh, yeah.
From last year. Last year, a little bit more upright. This year, I think the term you used perfectly is locked in. He's like hunched over, hanging over the base a little bit, and just ready to fucking slug. And I think you see it, and I talked about the confidence too. I think a lot of people, myself included, will be eating their words speaking about Torque this past offseason because he looks like a different man right now.
Yeah, and obviously you got to keep it going for 162 games, but
this is way different from anything we saw last year.
Yeah. Oh, no, this is what Torque looked like when he was on for the last 3 months of the season, a couple years ago. So, and like I said, with the walks and stuff like that, Torque has never had a problem with seeing the strike zone or seeing balls and strikes. He's always had a very good eye. So that wasn't it. It was he couldn't hit anything. He couldn't barrel anything. He knew it was a strike. He would just swing through it. Now he's barreling things up. And so that gives you the benefit of the doubt with some umpires more than it would last year, where they know he's seeing the ball so well. They know he is so well, or he's so locked in right now that if he's not going to swing at a borderline pitch, they're probably going to give him the benefit of the doubt on a call. And that's how you see him walking more. So you like that. I love it. Like I said, if Spencer Torkelson hits I said if Spencer Torkelson hits 30-plus home runs, the Tigers are going to make the playoffs. If he doesn't, they probably won't. So he is the X factor for this team all year, and so far so good. Just keep it up, Torque. Love that. And like I said, I feel like Torque's a great dude. I want to slam beers with Torque. It makes me happy to see him turning it around.
I want to slam beers at school.
Yeah.
As a guy who said I'm probably not going to be watching too much baseball this year because I was low on him. I was up late last night to do that.
Weezy D313, it's a lot more than a slight adjustment to his stance. It's basically completely different.
It looks like an extremely athletic stance.
It's a very big adjustment to his batting stance.
Yeah, he used to be too spread out almost.
Yeah.
Like he does look more like athletic in his build. But the thing that stands out to me with Torkelson is not just his eye at the plate right now, but it's the swing and miss. Like even like balls that like he's fouling.
He's getting
everything
contact.
off.
Yeah.
Like it's like the swing and miss was so bad last season where I feel like nobody can beat him on a fastball right now, and that's the biggest difference in Torkelson because that was the thing where he could not hit a fastball to save his life. And even he is recognizing the curveballs, recognizing the sliders. It's been so great to see. And just, I'm so happy baseball's back, just first of all. And second of all, Riley Green, can we give this guy a call? Like, this guy is getting just picked apart on balls and strikes. Like, robot umps can't come fast enough if he keeps getting hosed like this. Like, he was an all-star last year. Similar to, like, a Cade Cunningham not getting any calls. Riley Green.
He's at a tough zone.
Giving him some,
he's at a tough zone that he's got to deal with. We're going to go to
break. Can we just one real quick before break?
Mm-hmm.
Here is the picture I was telling you about last night.
Oh, yeah, of his batting stance?
Yeah, shout out to Woodward Sports Twitter is the one that posted it.
Yeah, so you see the more bend in the knee, the elbow's more cocked in. He's got the
Locked
bat
in.
more on a straight plane rather than up and down, and you see him bending over the strike zone very much. Like you said, Eazy, he was straight up. Look at how much more he's leaning in to over the plate than he was yesterday. Like this is a vast difference in his batting stance, and you're seeing him. He's getting more barrel into the zone, and he's hitting more balls. So.
It's helping his confidence, too.
It's helping his confidence. Absolutely.
Shout out to Torque, man. Fucking hell of a comeback.
Spencer Moritz says,
Shout out
from
to
one
Best, too.
Spencer to another, is it worth picking up Torque in fantasy baseball?
Yeah, I think so.
For sure.
For sure.
Dude, I don't think you can find a better a guy on the waiver wire who's got a better OPS than Torque right now. So I'd say that'd be a good swing at a guy that could hit possibly 30 homers this season.
Who got him in your league? Is he a free agent?
He went like around 200-ish, which is pretty solid.
200?
Jeez.
We have 16 people.
That's such a nightmare, dude.
It is the most fun I've ever had.
Are you serious?
I won last year too, yeah.
Listening to
No
you
one
talk
gives a
about
shit
it, I
about
feel
my
like the
fantasy
Shane
baseball.
Gillis thing where you guys got the gun. He's
No, I'm
around
serious.
200. That would literally be me.
There's up to like 360.
And the fact you remembered it was around 200, that's crazy.
Because I was pissed. I wanted him.
Makes sense.
Should have reached. All right, let's go to break. We'll come back and we'll talk about the real star of the show last night and the reason everybody tuned in, even casual baseball fans, Jackson Jobe. But first, tell us about Feldman Chevrolet.
Feldman Chevrolet Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month. And you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Hawes and his team at Feldman Chevrolet Novi today.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? We got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways. cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
This Friday is going to be a party like none other in the city of Detroit. It's going to be a downtown Detroit opening day Tigers party starting at 9 a.m. all the way through game 10 at the Detroit Opera House. Make sure you get your tickets right now at the GrandSlamDetroit.com website. Brought to you by White Claw, Jars Cannabis, and Mad Packs.
Mad Packs.
MadPacks.com. Shout out to Mad Packs.
Shout out.
Mad Packs, Mad Packs. All right, Spinny. You set the stage. Casuals like myself tuned in last night to see Old Earlobe Joe.
Yeah, Phenom, the #1 pitching prospect in baseball, the #5 overall prospect in baseball. Jackson Jobe got the first start of his MLB career last night. He had a 1-2-3 first inning, showing just some absolutely filthy stuff, some of the nastiest stuff you'll see in the MLB. But then you look at him, and he becomes a rookie, and it's exactly what I told everybody it was going to be. This is what Jackson Jobe is going to be this year. He's going to have some stuff that you look at and you're like, wow, this kid's a freak. And then he's going to give up some home runs. And he gave up a couple solo home runs. He had lost the control a little bit, ended up walking 4, striking out 3, giving up a couple home runs, went 4 innings. Nick, you graded this a D+ on Twitter for his first start. Why so harsh on the 22-year-old rookie making his first start in the MLB?
So I just wanted to be consistent. Like, if this was Reese Olson out there, if this was Jack Flaherty out there, if this was Tarek Skubal out there, I'm going to grade them the same way just based on what I see. And that's why I gave Jackson Jobe last night the D+. Because everything is there that you want to see in an ace. And everything's there in a 22-year-old pitcher who's going to go through his ups and downs. And last night you did see the highs of the highs when he's throwing a nasty cutter to Cal Raleigh after almost giving up a homer to get out of the first inning. But you also see him start Randy Ozarena off in the second with a fastball down the middle. Mm-hmm. Love to see him go slider or change up there to their #4 hitter who's probably teeing up on a first pitch fastball. He's going to learn from these moments, Jackson Jobe. And I think the command to go with some of those little mistakes is why I did go with the D+, because he did have a walk per inning and he gave up the 2 home runs. I just want to be consistent with it. I have the highest expectations for Jackson Jobe. I do think he's going to be a great pitcher for his career, and I think he's going to be great even by the end of this year. But I'm trying to be consistent. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think his stuff's there. I think he's going to be great. But I think last night you saw what a rookie struggling looks like at times.
Yeah,
I respect it.
I get it. I get it. You want to keep it at the same with those guys. The only problem is it's not the same as those guys. Like, this is a rookie making his first start in Major League Baseball. So I mean, I'm not going to give it an A or anything like that. I would give it a C probably. Because, like you said, I put it flat middle because you saw some stuff that you look at and you're like, damn, he's got the nastiest stuff in the rotation. And then you saw him be a rookie and give a great hitter a fastball right down the middle and lose his control a little bit there. So, yeah, no, this isn't an A+ or anything like that, but I did give it a little bit of a curve because he is a rookie making his first start in Major League Baseball. I think he's going to be an absolute monster for this team. I think, you know, in his prime, he's going to be the ace of the Tigers staff. I think his stuff is otherworldly. But, yeah, I told everybody that this is what it's going to be before the season started. He's a rookie. He's going to show you stuff that makes you say, wow. He's going to show you stuff that you say, what are you doing, kid? And he's going to give up home runs. He's going to walk guys. It's going to happen. So be ready for that. Be prepared for that. I saw a lot of people on Twitter overreacting, and, you know, nothing that's part of the course for Twitter. But I was happy with what I saw. But yeah, he's a rookie. He's gonna miss the zone a lot, and he's gonna throw some meatballs.
10 whiffs on 79 pitches. Some plus there.
What's up?
10 whiffs on 79 pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the stuff is nasty. It is nasty stuff. There's a reason he is the #1 pitching prospect in baseball. But he's gonna learn very fast in the MLB that that 99-mile-per-hour fastball that you could throw in AAA and AA over the middle and not have to locate it, you're going to have to locate that in the MLB or you're not going to get the ball back. So Chris Fetter's going to have him locked in. Kid's going to be a stud.
I think between the years, too, watching him in the fourth, that was impressive enough for me to escape that without getting fucking slaughtered there.
Agreed. Yeah, no, it was big. Like,
yeah, I'm with you, though. If without the grade, it's probably D+.
I mean,
or without the curve, I should say.
Without the curve. But I have so much faith in Jackson Jobe that he's going to be just fine. But like we talked about, the things that he needs to work on the most, it's command and it's obviously the home runs because the strikeout stuff's there. And I think he's going to be just fine. But like you said, one big thing when he did get pulled with Fetter, like Fetter talked to him, Daniela Bruce talked about it on the sideline where Fetter had a great conversation with Jobe, you know, pat on the back, you know, you got your first start under your belt. Another thing that's, you know, doesn't get talked about as much with this start is he wasn't out there for like 45 minutes because the Tigers were just raking. After doing a full-fledged warm-up. That does not happen often for you to have to wait again. Basically 45 minutes to an hour that first inning was going on.
It was a long first inning.
So all of that anticipation for the rookie, like probably building within himself, you know, he probably had some jitters moving a little bit. But just for everybody out there, I have 2 sets of numbers for you guys, fellas. And one of them was a rookie who had a 3.63 ERA and 6 Ks per 9 innings. And one of them was a rookie who had a 4.34 ERA and 10 Ks per 9 innings. That's Justin Verlander and Tarek Skubal. Those were their rookie seasons. JV with the 3.63 ERA, Skubal with the 4.34. Jobe's probably going to fall. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Rookie year.
Yeah, that is really crazy. But I think he's going to fall somewhere in between this, around a 4 ERA. He's going to have a lot of swing and miss, and he's just going to have to figure out how to, you know, maneuver around a big league lineup. Like last night, throwing the meatball first pitch to Randy Arozarena, and he just bombs it to left field. Like, you're going to learn from that. And I think Jackson will.
Yeah, and like Verlander, you know, he only had 124 strikeouts his rookie year, and he pitched how many innings? Is it 186 innings? So I think Jobe is going to be right around there. I don't think he'll pitch any more than 170 innings this year. So it's a development year, and I expect him to keep improving as the season goes on. Rando Smalls in the Woodward Sports Chat says this rotation is going to be sick by the end of the season. Be ready for the Tigers versus Dodgers in the World Series. All right, we are back in.
Winning the AL.
I saw somebody else reply to that. Anybody but LA, and I agree to that point.
Yeah. The LA's.
I don't want to deal with Shohei Ohtani at all.
There's no way
whatsoever.
they don't win the World Series this year.
Yeah, that team is insane.
Justin Verlander's first start, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. That's on 98 pitches.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to what Jackson Jobe did last night. Yeah. And that's what happens, man. That's what happens. You got a rookie flamethrower that's coming in there. He's used to being able to throw his fastball over the plate no matter what, and people are going to swing through it. You're not going to be able to do that in the show, and he's going to learn that.
Exactly.
That's before he's full-time on the roster, too. It was like a one-time call-up situation. But
I know we have some great football topics. Just to get this out real quick. Casey Mize, 1-1. We see Torkelson. He's back, basically, as of 4 games. Can Casey Mize capture that magic tonight? Do you guys have faith that we go into Seattle and beat an ace in Logan Gilbert?
What kind of pitcher is he? Lefty,
right? He's a righty.
Yeah.
I like our odds.
I think we can.
I like our odds, too. They're swinging hot bats, man. There are a lot of people in this lineup are swinging hot bats.
Javi's back!
Javi's back.
Javi's fucking back.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We're going to talk Lions, and more Lions. We got a lot of audio from Brad Holmes.
You lying.
And Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. But first, tell us about Loom, Nick.
The best dispensary in the game. We are so excited here at Woodward Sports to be partnered with Loom Cannabis. But did you know they got all the brands you love now for less with unbeatable prices, a wider selection, and the best loyalty program? Loom is the premier destination for new and experienced shoppers alike. Experience Michigan's #1 recreational dispensary at one of their 38 locations. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your order. online or in store. That is code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order. Go to www.loom.com today. Check it out.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce in Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Amon-Ra and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit him at MichiganSports.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Smora, Action Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Any more baseball stuff you want to get out of the way before we jump to the Lions?
No.
Let's fucking get it. I'm going to save this first one. Cause are we short on break this time?
Well, but yeah.
Segment?
A little bit. I mean,
you just want to do it either way?
Yeah, we can do it.
All right.
Only 2 minutes.
Oh, yesterday we talked about Brad Holmes. We had some of the quotes from Brad Holmes, and I had said I wish that we could have heard his voice, and just a little like tiny like details around the conversation as well too. And here is the comments he made officially regarding Jameson Williams.
Those two questions. And Jameson, because he had the suspensions, is he at that level that you're willing to do an extension with him because you have more to prove? How does he fit into that long term?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're still taking it, as it goes. Look, his 5th-year option is coming. It's looking likely that we'll go ahead and just pick that up. But in terms of extension, again, there's a lot of extensions that are hopefully coming, but it's just one that you just don't know what's going to happen from a financial standpoint, because a wide receiver, it's expensive. It's very expensive. So
shot that fucking bird, dude. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, the craziest thing is too is like I listened to the thing like twice. Once on my way home last night, and then I did it again when I clipped it for you, and then once more for LNU. And that bird wasn't around anywhere up until he started talking about Jameson Williams.
No.
And that bird was like, I got to hear this shit.
Yeah.
I got like way closer. But I think this kind of reiterates the stuff I was saying, man.
Does not increase my confidence.
Yeah. But this is not a bad thing. It's just the reality. Like Brad said it multiple times last night. If you listen to the presser, the bill's coming due. The bill's coming due. It's a business, and you gotta. Again, Jameson Williams, phenomenal football player. I think last year he just barely scratched the surface. I think he's still gonna grow from what we saw last year. Like people want to say 1,000 yards. It was just 1,001 yards. Like he's barely scratching the surface. He can do more. That was on like 58 receptions. Imagine he gets like 74 or something like that. Yeah. You're talking about like maybe 12, 13. Jameson Williams is a special player. I think he's gonna continue to grow. But in terms of the value on this team, I think there's other positions that just kind of come first. And not just technically because positions either. That probably a little bit so. But also just the level of play that those guys are having. We're talking about all pro bowlers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Jameson Williams can become that. But then you got to look at the position value at it too, a wide receiver. And that's the guy you kind of grab. Amon-Ra St. Brown, all pro, 4th-round pick.
Yeah, and you already paid Amon-Ra St. Brown. And, yeah, that does not give me a lot of faith that Jameson Williams will be re-signed with what Brad Holmes said there. But, again, that's still a couple of years into the future now because they've already said that they're more than likely going to pick up his 5th-year option, which is what you do. And then on top of that, after his 5th-year option, you can franchise tag him for a year if you'd like to. And I think that would be the smart move to go if you're looking at trying to keep Jameson Williams on your team as long as possible, because he is such a dynamic playmaker and such an important part of what the Lions like to do offensively. So I think that's the route that they're going to go, and then they're going to be at the same situation we saw the Bengals with T. Higgins right now this year. You look at it, and they ended up paying him. They ended up keeping him long-term, and the Lions could do that, or they could move on. We've seen teams do different roles of it. We saw the Bengals pay T. Higgins. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles pay Devontae Smith. We've seen the Chiefs move on from Tyreek Hill. We've seen the 49ers move on from Deebo Samuel. It's a lot of situations like that, and when you have to pay 2 wide receivers $20+ million, it kind of hamstrings you. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the contract goes, how the salary cap continues to rise as those years fall apart. But Brad Holmes, he's a pretty direct guy. He's not going to bullshit you. He's going to tell you how he feels in that moment and what he believes. And he said there's a lot of deals that we need to get done. And I've got to think the more priority deals for Brad Holmes, you're looking at guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, and Jahmyr Gibbs as higher priority over Jameson Williams. And that's nothing against Jameson Williams. That's just what happens when you're already paying a wide receiver $20+ million is you have to assign other guys before you could pay that second receiver $20+ million.
You have 2 safeties that might each individually reset the market.
Yeah.
Like consecutively. Kirby Joseph this year, Brian Branch next year. I'm sure, I don't know, Sam Laporte probably resets the market, honestly, just the way stuff is going. Not by anything crazy, but just like
I would sign JMO over Laporta.
Yeah.
I would.
I mean,
I'll
tell you what, if he continues the trajectory this year, I would do that. But also at the same time, though, Laporta, I mean, you're still getting a pass catcher, a guy who I would argue probably has great hands or very good hands.
Great hands.
Great hands. The catch he made in that playoff game against Commanders, phenomenal. As a pass catcher, that's half the value as the pass catcher Jameson Williams is. Plus, he blocks for you, and you're very run-heavy.
blocks.
Huh?
J-Mo blocks.
Yeah, but Sam Laporta is like
he's a good run blocker.
Yeah, and that's not any discredit to Jameson Williams. And then that's why, like when Chris asked me yesterday, put a percentage on it. It's kind of tough to do. There's 2 years to go before we're actually having this conversation
and
for real.
Probably if salary or
salary cap increase.
What am I saying? Why can't I think of the phrase? Franchise tag.
Franchise
probably
tag.
Franchise tag.
I saw already too one Funky Lions fan putting there like the franchise tag may also depend on the salary cap situation, and you're 100% correct. But I think the reason why I was at 47, 54%, still like somewhere in the middle, there's 2 more years to go.
Yep.
I already said it just now. I think this kid can go get better than what we saw last year. So
I agree.
That can change the conversation. God forbid something else could happen to somebody else on his team where he becomes a more pivotal piece, more crucial piece of what you got going on. Like a lot can change within the next 2 years as it pertains to Jameson Williams being a Detroit Lion. That's why I don't want to set in stone, but I think it's kind of obvious in the pecking order right now. He's, with all due respect, on the back burner. Nick or Chris, I know you would
because he's got a couple more years and the franchise tag option. I think that if Jameson Williams' deal ended this year, obviously he would be a higher priority, and it would be a situation that you have to talk about more. But right now, you still got him for 2 years.
Yeah.
On top of possibly a franchise tag. So
I think there's a little more than that, but those are your options where you could kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where I went to it. Is that clip told me that he's a priority, but he's not the priority, and I can see a world in which he is not on this team. It's going to be interesting, though, because that conversation gets tougher the better he does. The more he outperforms, it almost makes it feel like it's less likely that he stays because of all these other players performing at such a high level and the essential value that they have, as opposed to his ability to get a wide receiver in the draft. And that's going to be the real tell of it all, right? It's going to come down to, like, if our first-round pick this year is a wide receiver, that would be a very clear statement. I don't expect that to happen. I'm not saying that's likely, but Brad will tell us in the draft how valuable J-Mo is to him by where he grabs a receiver. If he grabs a receiver even in the second round or third round, then you kind of start to get to, okay, who do you like best? But if you take a receiver in those first 2 picks, you are looking at, somebody that is expected to be a J-Mo replacement, because you are not keeping, those 2 guys plus a new receiver that you just brought in. I don't see that. I don't see that. So to me, it's going to be what Brad Holmes tells us through the draft.
And I'm not going to say Brad's going to draft the receiver the first 2 or 3 picks. I think he's truly going BPA. He reiterated that last night as well. For some reason, I can't say words. Reiterated that last night as well. We're still going to play the draft as the board falls. And he said exactly what he said yesterday. We're going to either move up if we got to or move back. He's open to any situation. But, yeah, I think if a guy like Kyle Williams falls to you in the 2nd or 3rd round, I mean, you take a swing. Nick, you want to get on this before we go to break?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to me is, he does have the game-breaking type potential, that doesn't fall off a tree, that other teams will be enamored with it. If we can't keep him.
Yeah. And
I wouldn't be surprised if they do go the Tyreek Hill route, if they can't restructure a contract where they do have to trade him to then again get more cheaper draft assets to replenish your team with. I could see them going that route, but it made it a lot easier for the Chiefs because they already had the Super Bowl. And that is a big thing, to give up on a superstar, to already have that Super Bowl in your back pocket. It's a lot easier to sell a fan base when you're doing that. If you don't have the Super Bowl and you're giving up on a J-Mo compared to, another guy or a Laporta or whoever it may be, it's a lot easier to do so if you win the Super Bowl, which is, the biggest thing to me. If they give up on J-Mo prior to that, that's when, discussions will be had around, Detroit about, is this the right move? Obviously they didn't get it done with him, but looking back on the Tyreek Hill trade, he went for a first, he went for a second, 2 fourths, and a 6th. Goddamn. That's insane. And if J-Mo keeps on the trajectory, we believe he will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, not all of that, but he'll get a lot.
Yeah, I think that's where you could find some peace at least. It's going to be heartbreaking either way if it comes down to that. God, I mean, obviously you kind of hope it doesn't, right? But if it does, that's a piece you're going to get extreme value out of. And you're talking about Brad Holmes, a guy that had T.J. Hawkinson and turned him into a 3rd-round pick. Mm-hmm. That's pretty damn impressive from my perspective. To a division opponent as well. Shout a little stinky in the chat.
Shout out.
We do have to go to break, pay some bills. Let me tell you guys about Mark White. If you're buying or selling a home, there's only one place to go, and that's my guy, Mark White. Mark White gonna do you right. Give him a call today at 248-290-8242. Visit him on markwhitesells.com. Save yourself up to $5,000 on the closing cost of your brand new home.
Woodward Sports is live in downtown Detroit for Tigers opening day.
This one's blasted out toward the bullpen.
Live from the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House.
Way back, forget it. Out of here.
Brought to you by Mad Packs, Jars, and White Claw.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Jars Cannabis, ladies and gentlemen. Chopped and screwed. That's how you feel after you get some of the top shelf quality from Jars Cannabis, unmatched variety from Jars Cannabis, price for the people at Jars Cannabis. Shop jars.com to find one near you, or if you want to find the best deals, stay up to date with them. It's at Jars_Life. 27 locations across the great state of Michigan, including ones coming to Grand Rapids, Milan, and Madison Heights. What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by some more action. Chris, Nicholas, Koloff. Yeah. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. I was just thinking, literally just now, and I don't want to harp on it too long because it's kind of depressing, Jameson Williams stuff, I'm not going to lie. You almost have to trade him to make sure he doesn't go to a division opponent on the open market.
Oh, yeah, they're not just going to let him sign with somebody.
Yeah, because that'd be fucking awful.
Not a chance.
And if you do get franchise tag, I mean, you are looking at a first round pick at that point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Randall Smalls, $5 super chat says, would you be surprised if at pick 28, Brad takes Jackson Dart? Could be best player available.
I would
No.
be surprised because that means Jackson Dart would make it to pick 28, and I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, second round pick. You're here first.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
so only
That
two
would definitely be
quarterbacks are going
first.
to go in the first round. I would take that bet.
Yeah.
Hi, Sandy.
I'm a big Jackson Dart guy. Lil Stanky. Randall, there's absolutely no way we take a backup quarterback with our first round. What you smoking over there? He's smoking on some Lil Stinky. You feel me? Also saw a comment that Brad Holmes in his interview with Mike Florio said that Jameson Winston's one of the fastest guys he's ever scouted, and he blocks. Those things can be true. Doesn't mean he's getting re-signed. It doesn't change that. What?
What, like?
Someone
why are
said
you
that.
crashing out?
I'm not crashing out.
Yeah.
Was that a crash out?
Little baby crash out.
No, I'm just stating a fact. Like so like Jameson
Well,
Williams.
like what context did he say it in?
In the
Was it-
context, like he's like, I'll read to you actually.
I think he's just saying the kind of player he is.
Brad Holmes, yeah.
Wait, who said it?
This says I understand the perception this will create. Right after this interview, he sat down with that bitch ass Mike Florio and was asked about Waymo again. Called him the top 2 to 3 fastest player he scouted ever. Proceeded to say, fast guys don't typically block. That doesn't. I mean, that's true, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna be resigned.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Why are you being weird about it? I don't
I
understand.
don't know. I don't think he's like saying this is why Brad Holmes is going to resign him. I think it's just a quote.
Well,
from Brad
definitely.
Holmes.
It says, I understand the perception this would create. But right after this, that's kind of leading down that pathway for sure.
I think he's saying I understand the perception this will create, meaning the last clip of him basically saying that he's or.
I think he's definitely leaning
not
towards like
re-signing
he
him.
might be resigned. That's why I read that as. And that's why I say, yeah, those things may be true. I mean, why else would they be relevant to say?
Because that was what Brad Holmes said about him.
Yeah, but they're saying it in defense, like he may be resigned.
Because I think that's him saying he didn't want that first clip to be like Brad Holmes doesn't like J-Mo. Like he also talks good about him too. This is the good stuff he
He
said
said
about
good
him.
things in that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. He didn't say anything bad. I think he definitely said it in defense of him being resigned. It's just, those things may be true. That doesn't change the writing on the wall.
Definitely helps.
2 years ago, though. So, again, that doesn't –
Yeah.
nothing set in stone. A lot of things can change. We know how the NFL rolls. Nothing for long. It's one of the NFLs. They're all out there. Right? That's
Not
right?
for long,
Not
yeah.
for long. Okay. I actually didn't grab the clip from Brad Holmes talking his draft strategy, but we kind of went over that briefly yesterday. It's essentially the same thing I said. Brad's mentioned we're not going to change anything we've done previously before. We're going to allow at this point in the draft, late in the draft, we're going to allow the board to fall to us. And if we see an opportunity to go and grab our guy, we'll for sure do it. If he falls to us, even better. But if not, we'll take our toys and go home.
Yeah, I think that's, been pretty obvious and on par with what Brad Holmes has done in the draft since he's been the GM of the Detroit Lions, and I don't think that's going to change at all. I think it's going to be a very similar situation to what he did last year in the draft. Just instead of cornerback, it's going to be edge rusher or defensive line because that's the strength of this draft. That's where the depth is in this draft, and that's where there are going to be a lot of good players going. And we saw earlier that they are meeting with Shamar Stewart as a top 30 visit, so it's a good sign. I expect more of those guys when you look at Mikael Williams and Mike Green. They already have talked to, but they're probably going to do a top 30 visit with him too. So they're gonna get all their guys for sure in there.
I wasn't crashing out earlier. This next comment I might crash out about.
What does it say?
This is from F You Go Vegan. And he says trade St. Brown, keep J-Mo. It's easy to replace the slot guy. What? All-pro wide receiver with the best
two-time
hands, two-time. Thank you. One of the best guys after the catch. One of the best guys in a clutch situation. We run a scheme that's kind of predicated off that slot.
Dependent.
Yeah, in the middle of the field. That's where we work the most.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that runs option routes that's in tune with your quarterback. Did I mention he was a fucking all-pro? How many times?
Two-time.
2 times.
First team.
What the fuck are you talking about, brother?
Congratulations, you just got Amon-Ra St.
We're
Cloud.
not going to do that. Jameson Williams comes up next year and he has 1,300 yards, 7 to 10 touchdowns. I don't even know if I'd entertain it then, to be honest with you. Because I love the dog mentality that Amon-Ra St. Brown brings.
No, Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a Detroit Lion for the rest of his life. Like,
sorry, I just didn't even know where to go with that one. That one almost got the best of me, not going to lie. Nick, we've had the conversation. You said it's not going to happen. Brad Holmes openly talking about trading back. Is this GM talk, or have you changed your opinion on that one?
This is GM talk. I mean, what are we doing here? This is smoke screen season. Everybody knows this. He's not going to, play all of his cards right now when he's getting questions asked by beat writers and beat reporters. Like, that's not happening. Brad Holmes is going to trade up with a prospect that he fell in love with. Everybody knows it. We just have to wait till draft night to finally see it. And I will be absolutely shocked if that isn't the case.
Do we have pizza on this one?
We should. I mean, do you got trade back?
Yeah, I'll pizza bet it.
I got trade up for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
what happens if they stay put?
Nothing.
No pizza.
Chris
no
is
pizza.
buying the pizza.
Chris buys pizza.
He's money back,
Right.
so.
Money back, Chris.
I'm down.
Shotfield.
I'm down if they select at 28. I'll get the pizza.
And by the way, I think
And I'll just eat the pizza any way it works.
I think you could trade up too. I don't think that's out of the equation.
I'll buy the beer.
I think it's all on the board. That sounds good to me. Nicholas Duncan, April Fools or Lunchbox Hooligans. Easy, calm down, April Fools. God damn it, after you go vegan, if that was April Fools.
No, after you go vegan says, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I still stay with it.
That's crazy. Well, how many other slot receivers are producing 14 yards, 10-plus touchdowns in all pro seasons?
One.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
1 year of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
By the way, too, like, the type of
He's
style that
available.
Amon-Ra St. Brown plays has, like, a longevity to it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? With some
Very
guys.
Hines-Wardy.
Yeah, it's not super athletic dependent. It's not speed dependent. It's just being
Finding a
smarter
spot,
than fucking
catching the
everybody
ball.
else. Yes. There's no and I love Cooper Kupp, by the way, too. He's a phenomenal football player. I would say similar to what St. Brown was doing, but over in L.A., he had the soft tissue injuries that kind of derailed that, and that's why he didn't last long. Amon-Ra, not dealing with that.
Son of a goddamn Mr. Universe.
Goddamn right.
John Brown.
John Brown.
Had him bench pressing when he was like 3 years old.
I will take this football and showed up your John Brown hind parts.
That was so funny.
Is that what is that the John Brown he's talking about?
No. That movie's from like based in the.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
That's a very common name, by the way. I mean, John Brown.
True.
I also think it's just a reference to your ass, Brown.
Yeah.
John Brown, hind parts.
When he was clowning on Kevin Durant's like Achilles.
Yeah. When's the last time Kevin Durant's done a calf raise?
Yeah, that was fucking
I
wild.
picture Kevin Durant fucking.
What do you say? Fuck me
Yeah, we
for?
say fuck me for.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. We got some Dan Campbell footage, some Dan Campbell thoughts about his coaching staff. But first, Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone. You can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. Get all that for $15 a month or upgrade to the Black Card. Get use of a ton of amenities and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Last Stanford Chevrolet, they sold me my car. They could sell you yours as well. You can get a Hummer EV SUV for $799 per month. You can get an Envision for $299 per month, 2025 Envision, or a 2025 Sierra Crew Cab for $229 per month. Check out Les Stanford Buick GMC. Scan that QR code on the screen to see all of their deals. Les Stanford Buick GMC, together, let's ride.
I just want to get to. I want to say something. This is a shame on me for not
rip the dramatic
screen
pause.
recording this. I don't know whether this is from. I know Dan Campbell. I don't know who said it. Either Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell, but I know Brad Holmes for sure said he feels like they're actually heavy at the defensive line. And this pertains to the draft conversation because I know everybody's thinking edge, right, or defensive line in general. Brad says, and it makes sense. Roderick, Roy Lopez, that is, Aleem, DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport, Levon Zarike, Aiden Hutchinson, AQM. He's saying roster-wise, we're kind of heavy at defensive line. Dan Campbell kind of said the same thing. I think I did grab him talking about the defensive line. I don't know if I quoted it as that. Is it in there?
You got one specifically
him talking about Davenport,
on Davenport.
I think it was.
You got one on Davenport, one on signings. These are from Dan Campbell.
Go ahead and play that. Then play the Davenport one. I'm picking up some signs here from Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell.
All right.
Dan, bringing Davenport back, the guy gets injured historically. How tough is that to get away from that stigma for a player?
Yeah.
How much is that in your mind about bringing him back?
Yeah, I mean, look, those are things that always weigh. We think it weighs on us. It weighs on the player too. But you want to know, I think for us that he still wants to go. You know, like, man, I'm willing to attack this, continue to get better, which he has. And I think, you know, as long as he's willing to make another push, believes that he can get this done, and we feel like the rehab and everything has gone well, we think this will heal, you know, everything's right about it, then yeah, we feel good, you know? And for what, as long as, if it goes the way we think it's going to go, Davenport is going to be a hell of a player.
First and foremost, I absolutely do agree with Dan Campbell. If Davenport can stay healthy and on the field, I do think he is one hell of a football player. I think we saw flashes of that in that Rams game. Unfortunately, he's not really available. And the thing I'm starting to pick up on, now I guess when I ask you this, is there any concern they may feel content in the defensive line room, both at defensive tackle and defensive end, considering some of the comments they've made yesterday and today? Nick.
Is there concern that they are I'm right on the same exact page as I was the last segment. This is all smoke. There is no possible way that this team doesn't go defensive line in the first 2 rounds. I want it in the first no matter what, but they might go offensive line in the first round. I truly believe that. I think they would be extremely they would regret not going after a top of the line type defensive lineman in the first round of this draft to pair with Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil for the next 5 years. I think that is the best way to go around it. There were a lot of defensive linemen that, you know, hit the market or maybe got contract talks about and that trade talks where, you know, rumors were going about and they were all too rich for the Lions' blood. You got to draft this player to pair with Aiden Hutchinson, and I believe they will, and this is all smoke. But, I mean, you might feel a different way. Spenny, how are you feeling as well?
I mean, I don't know if anything these guys say is smoke. Like, obviously, you're going to have to see how the draft board falls out before you decide what they're going to do with 28. But there are a lot of players who are going to be available around there and a lot of guys that they like. So, do I think they're going to get an edge rusher in the first round? Yes, I do, because I think that's the deepest pool of talent, and I think there are going to be a lot of guys around where they're picking that would fit that role very well. And, yeah, I think that Marcus Davenport can be an effective player for this team for sure, but he hasn't proven that he could stay healthy in the NFL. So I'd like to put my eggs into that basket, and I think he can hopefully stay healthy for longer than 4 games. But, no, I think all of the depth pieces, all of the deepness that they have at that spot is gone next year. AQM, Davenport, Josh Pascal, all those guys only got 1 year left on their contract. So, yeah, right now you're looking pretty deep at that edge spot, but next year you're not. And I think they want a piece that's going to be here for a while on a rookie deal.
Yeah, I think one roster spot that might be coming clear, and you guys have been predicting this. I'm going to wait till year 3. I don't know if we're going to get that year 3 out of Broderick Martin. Brad Holmes was asked about him yesterday as well, and he kind of said, like it's time for him to put up this year, basically is what he's saying. Like, he's shown some flashes in preseason. Some of it was limited by injuries. but some of it was limited by his consistency, and he's got the athletic traits to play consistently. He just hasn't put it all together yet. There was no Jameson Williams where he said there's like he's barely scratched the surface. There wasn't that type of conversation we had with Brad Martin. I think he may be on the hot seat or playing for his job this offseason.
What job? Playing for
He
a job. He's
job.
playing for his football life. Yeah.
Someone else will
if
pick
he
him up.
can't get on the field, he's cut. I don't want to see him take up a healthy scratch every week. Sorry, but no, you haven't shown us you can do anything. You haven't shown us you can play on the field. And a team that's desperately needed defensive line help over the past couple of years, he hasn't played. He's a nothing burger.
And what's happening? You guys disrespecting Hines Ward?
I don't know. Super Bowl Wilson's just trying to start fights because he's a miserable human being.
Yeah, don't fall in his trap. Is he disrespecting Hines Ward? We're not disrespecting Hines Ward, are we?
He's I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's just trying to do something.
That's what he does.
Yeah. And like I said, just miserable existence.
Yeah.
Go touch grass.
The thing I took away from this Dan Campbell comments was not the draft. To me, I went to Za'Darius. Like, to me, that kind of inclined, like, hey, if they feel like they're deep in the defensive line, that they're not going to pay for one. If a good, young, talented one under a cheap, controlled asset for multiple years, yes. But the guy that you would probably work out a one-year deal, right? I mean, he's not going to sign a probably multi-year deal. He's going to sign with a contender for $5-6 million one-year deal probably. So I looked at that more as Za'Darius Smith is less likely to come back rather than the Lions won't take a defensive lineman at the top of the draft because you talked about it. A lot of those contracts are one-year contracts.
That's a phenomenal point. I think them talking about how deep they are defensively, maybe we're not going to see Za'Darius Smith. And maybe we'll have to be via draft.
Yeah, I said the other day I think they're done in free agency.
I closed the door early on, then I opened it back up after the conversations yesterday. Now I'm closing it back. That's a great point, Chris.
Yeah, I think they're done in free agency, and I've been saying it for a couple months now that Brad Holmes, I believe Brad Holmes wants to pair a guy with Aiden Hutchinson for the next 5 years. What has he been constantly talking about? The bill is due, the bill is due, the bill is due. The easiest way to forget about some of that bill is to pair your $40 million or soon-to-be $40 million a year edge rusher with a rookie for 5 years. That helps you breathe a little bit. So all of the stars are aligning quite like they did last year in the draft.
Meeting with Shamar Stewart today.
And, meeting with Shamar Stewart today. You're going to see more of those meetings. Like I said, Mikael Williams, Mike Green, James Pierce. I'm sure they meet with all those guys. Azaraku.
But the for sure meeting with Shamar
I would be
Stewart.
surprised if they didn't draft an edge in the first round. It just makes so much sense. With the depth of that position in the draft, with them not having an edge on this team right now outside of Aiden Hutchinson that'll be here after next year, and with what they did last year getting Terrion Arnold, I could see them doing that for
I might be lubricated draft night, brother. I mean, I don't know. Mikael Williams, Shamar Stewart, I'll be very happy with those picks if he's able to pull that one off.
Yeah.
Speaking about his free agency run, do you want to play a video of him talking about why they brought in the guys, the hometown guys?
Yeah.
Run that one up, Chris.
All right, the signings one?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
You guys have been aggressive in paying your own players, extending them early. What goes into that process, and then how does that sort of affect your future planning with like having to hit on the draft for cost reasons?
Well, look, there's a reason why we draft the guys that we do. It's because they fit us. And when you're able to, the hardest thing about free agency is not knowing guys. You don't have a history with them. You don't know you don't know how they are when they have an injury, how it pertains to practicing, what they're like after losses, what they're like after wins, what they're like when they do something wrong, you get after them. All of these things. But your guys that you picked and drafted for a reason, you're with them 3, 4, 5 years. Like, that's huge. That's huge. And so absolutely we're going to sign those guys back. They're us. They're our guys. And so I think if anything, it just helps you see the future. You have an idea of those guys that belong here long term, and it just means that it's not going to be as flashy outside of your own group, right? And you forget that sometimes an early signing is really free agency. Like we assigned Liam McNeil last year in the fall. He was really going to be a free agent. But we got it done before.
that context, same could be said probably about Taylor Decker as well.
Mm-hmm.
Them getting ahead of those signings, and I think this reiterates some of the stuff that you've been saying in terms of like, hey, you were a successful team, with these guys on your team. It's not a bad thing to return these guys to your team, and I think it's a fairly good point that, especially the way they run things culturally, is like you can't just sign anybody big name off the street, because we want guys that won. I think Marcus Davenport, when he talked about him fighting through the injury, the fact that he wants to, like, some guys, they check out. They're like, I'm done. Fuck. Like, how many times am I gonna get hurt? I give up now. You know.
Yeah.
Guys that fight through adversity in a losing situation. Guys that aren't assholes when they're winning. Guys that aren't getting shot at in the stripper club. Like, shit like that matters to them. And I think that's why you're not just gonna go give big money to guys off the street you don't know like that, versus bringing in your guys that you're already winning with, especially the affordable deals like they did. That just makes sense. And then you have the draft coming as well. This is everything you've been saying.
Yeah. I like the free agency that Brad Holmes had. Like, sue me. I thought it was a very good free agency. I thought they addressed their biggest need, adding DJ Reed after Carlton Davis left. And then, I've said it multiple times, they had to sign 20-plus guys. Like, Brad Holmes signed over 20 players in free agency. And when you have as good of a team as you do, when healthy, you were the best team in the NFL. And I think if you stayed healthy, you would have won the Super Bowl. So that sucks that you didn't, but you can't go gun shy and be like, okay, maybe 20 of our guys get hurt again, so we have to sign 5 new players instead of the guys that we like. Like, no, you have the guys here that fit your system, that know your team, and that you know. And it's much safer to just re-sign those guys than it is to roll on somebody you don't know. And it's not like they refuse to do that. We've seen them do that with multiple guys, with DJ Reader, with Carlton Davis, with DJ Reed, with David Montgomery, Kevin Zeitler. Like, they'll get guys when they need guys. It's just they draft so well, and that's, again, something that Lions fans have to get used to. Something that Lions fans have to understand now is that we're signing our guys to second contracts. Like, they draft well enough to sign their guys to second contracts. I remember when it was 3-4 years before a Lions player got a second contract that was drafted here. Like, we had to sit through that, to where it was just you get these guys in the draft, and then you kick them to the curb, and you hope a Trey Flowers that you sign in free agency is going to work out because that's your big fish. No, you're drafting your big fishes now. You're re-signing your big fishes. Bloop. And that's what good franchises do.
What sound does a fish make?
Blub, blub, blub. I'm a fish.
Oh, I'm fish. I'm swimming here. Oh. Nick?
Yeah, I think
a fish would sound nothing like that.
No,
that's awful.
Fish.
That's awful.
Yeah, that was a horrible fish noise. I think,
how do you not?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, which I fall into this trap a little bit too, is just, this day and age, the social media era, you get everything so fast. Like, you want the big splash in free agency. We are sports fans. You want the big splash on draft night. You want it in free agency. You want to have the biggest news of the day be something that your team did, because it does get reactions, it does get views, and it does build excitement. And even taking a big swing on a wide receiver and Jamison Williams in the draft, I remember how much fun that was when other people wanted to go different direction. But I think just taking a step back and kind of just realizing that everything that they are doing is the way that they see is the right way, and it's been right so far. And I was right there with Spencer when I said I thought this team was going to win the Super Bowl last year if they didn't fall apart defensively. So I don't think anything they're doing is wrong. And sometimes you might see some bigger swings from a team like Philly in the draft or other things. But the way this Detroit Lions team is doing it is truly the right way to build sustained success in the NFL. And it's having their own guys.
I just don't understand how, you people out there.
Whoa.
Were the same ones killing and ostracizing me when I said I don't think the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. After Lee McNeil and David Montgomery got hurt, and I came on this very desk, on these very airwaves, at this very time slot, and I said I don't think the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Everybody's like, oh, what do you mean? When are they going to lose? Pick when they're going to lose.
In this very spot during the day.
Yeah, and because I think they,
broad daylight.
when healthy, were the best team. They weren't healthy. And now that I'm saying when healthy, they're good enough to win the Super Bowl, everybody's like, no, we need to change everything. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Check the Woodward group chat.
And I saw it in the group chat, saw it in the Woodward Sports chat about, everybody acts like they didn't trade for Myles Garrett or like wants to forget that you wanted him to. No shit, he's a Hall of Famer. I still would want them to.
And
100 times out of 100 times.
And he was on a $20 million a year contract, and he went out publicly and said, I would be willing to reshape my contract to go to a contender and win a Super Bowl.
Which was lies. But that at face value, you take that and then you have a discussion. You trade that under those pretenses. You make that move 10 times out of 10. I still don't understand why that's hard for people to think. You're not right for passing on Myles Garrett. You're just
he didn't pass on him.
Yeah,
he wasn't going anywhere.
Exactly, it's not what happened.
Just like Max Crosby wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and Brad picked up the phone to try.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't try. He tried for all of
edges.
That's what we'll never see.
It takes two to tango.
We'll never see that big move unless you're on the front porch of the Super Bowl and you just need that one last piece to knock it down. That's the only way. But we are well over it.
Yeah, I was in love with. I was gooning on Garrett too. When Garrett was on a $20 million a year deal with team control, and said, "I want to go win a Super Bowl."
Sign me up.
But the Browns said, "Nope, we're not trading him." So let's go to break. Let me tell you about Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use promo code Woodward1000. Your first bet up to $1,000. If it doesn't cash, you'll get it back in bonus bets. Scan the QR code above my head. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Jane's haircuts for men. Walk in anytime, sit down, relax, get an amazing haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can also get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment. I see all you guys simping in the chat. You can talk to them in real life. Come get a haircut. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, Motorsports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by some more Reaction. Chris.
Hello.
Nicholas.
We back.
What the fuck you on about, mate? With the chat. The whole lot of them. Fuck you arguing about?
Oh, guys.
Oi.
You told me not to entertain it, and then you're going to bring it up on the fucking show. Make up your goddamn bloody mind.
Sorry, I just wanted to say. Oh, Nick, by the way, season 2 of White Lotus was fucking amazing. That was a great season.
Yeah, the
I haven't seen that
Italians.
episode yet.
Love Aubrey Plaza.
Watch
Fuck her
Invincible.
now, though.
Watch Invincible.
Invincible?
Yeah.
I sent you some random thing.
We still got to pick a show to all watch.
The 2 Italian chicks were great in it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That one.
We talked about it. We
Nice.
talked about it on one of the streams last week, like picking a show that we all kind of watch, and then just maybe like on a Friday
think
kill
we did
segment.
that, sir.
Making that up.
I think it was in your rap
I do not remember that.
podcast.
This definitely
Shout out to
happened.
This
Rap
fucking
Cave.
draft scene.
Shout out
Did
to
that
Rap
happen?
Cave.
No, I'm serious. I don't.
100% happened. It might have been the day that we got the Loom products, to be honest.
Oh,
Fair.
that would
That
make
makes
sense.
sense.
That would
I
make a little
don't-
more
because
sense.
I do not remember
But
that.
we
Chris
could
Paul's
kill
didn't partake, and
we
we've
could
been
kill
like, yeah.
Friday's segment doing that. Just once
All
a
right.
week.
Well, hey, well, maybe
Or
we close
Monday?
the show out with that one.
I mean, I watch everything though.
I am happy.
Well, I watch everything.
By the way, too, Josh Pascal, they talked when Rab was talking about the defensive line being deep, heavy, as he said. No pun intended. Shout out to Woodward Heavyweights. He had mentioned Josh Pascal, they want inside primarily. The only reason why he bumped out outside was because of the injuries. That was a little interesting tidbit.
So, Josh Pascal starting opposite of DJ Reader with
can
a
see
Liam
it.
out.
Nah, probably Levi.
Probably gonna be Levi. Josh
Probably
Pascal.
Levi. Like a reserve.
Yeah. I mean, you.
Third down, third NASCAR type situation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought it was an interesting tidbit.
That is interesting because I thought
He did when he started Detroit. He was playing inside primarily.
Yeah, he was. I like him on the edge though.
I didn't mind him. I mean, he's good in the run game.
Very good in the run game. Sets that edge extremely well.
Nice.
I also got some closure or just like something I needed to hear, I guess. Like questions that I've been kind of stressing out about, and it's been the offensive guard position. I think if Brad's going to sit here and say, hey, the needs, we're going to address those in free agency and whatnot. Guard, I feel like has been a need, and he kind of reiterated that last night. Don't be surprised if we had another veteran guard. And then Dan Campbell also had this to say about the offensive line when asked specifically about Graham Glasgow and his placement on it alongside Christian Mahogany.
With Graham, maybe didn't finish the season but he was battling through some things. What's your confidence level that Graham can rebound 25?
Yeah, well, look, Graham, we know where Graham is at. Every year, certainly, you play that position, and it's a year later, But Graham's somebody that we still value because he's got versatility, And look, he did. He started the whole season, other than whatever that was, game that we let him recover from injury at guard, but he can also play center. I think people forget that some. Man, he can do an excellent job at center, as a matter of fact. So I think there's things that he brings to us that are not always easy to find. So yeah, we have confidence in him. And there again, the fact that he can play all the positions, man, that lets you breathe easy.
Do you envision him going back to right guard this year?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a thought, man. We've talked about that. Do you go back to right, and is it Mahogany left? Is it somebody we drafted? You're going to do your best to let these guys compete and see where they're at. I mean, do we try Manu at guard? That's a thought. So we're going to try to we're going to try to let these guys compete a little bit and move them around and see what's right, see where we're at. But it's not going to be set in stone.
How much guard did Manu play?
Okay. I needed that for myself. I also shout out to my guy Spinny. He kind of told you guys off rip when we talk about guys to cut, guys to keep. Spinny, I said, Graham Glasgow, versatile. That's a guy you're going to keep. It's something we said here on the Woodward Heavyweights. Weird. It's like we know ball. Consistency on this show. Shout out. Yeah, Brad talked about possibly adding another depth piece and I'm doing what I just told you not to do, but like this is Eazy D313. What an ignorant statement to make. Mahogany is a Band-Aid and depth piece. Go interior offensive line in the first because Goff will get right off these hit once.
Again, you're telling
Calling
me not
Mahogany
to
a
read these.
Band-Aid and depth piece is absolutely just incorrect. From an organization that prioritizes needs, that would make guard a need at that point, right? And we've always seen needs addressed in free agency. They didn't do so at all whatsoever. They brought back Ayotte. He's not starting for you. The fact they didn't tells you that Mahogany's probably going to start for you.
Mhm.
At least he's going to compete for the starting job, like what Dan said.
He's gonna
Maybe
start.
we bring somebody else. Yeah, he's not going to just be given it. But obviously, you see Dan freely talking about him playing starting guard either left or right. He's going to start. That's not a Band-Aid piece. That's a guy that played phenomenal for you. Yes, in a short sample size, but I just whatever.
You're doing
That was
what you
fucking
just
dumb.
told me, man.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta
that
think-
one was relevant to what we're talking
the
about.
things-
Hines Ward had nothing to do with what we're talking
The things that he said today are that DJ Reader's a cut candidate, trade Scooble, and golf for Bryce Young.
Okay, we're getting April Fools.
So, no, that's just him.
We're getting April Fools. You're
Is that
probably
Danny
right.
Wolf? No, I'm just kidding.
Danny Phantom?
No, that's just he actually believes those things. And that's his beliefs. So I'm not going to, because he said them before. He's not just April Fools. But the guard spot, like I said, if they get Booker in the first round, I'm good with it. Like, sounds good to me.
Give me Donovan Jackson.
Keep your strength the strength. And I'd have to see how it falls, how the draft falls, who goes after, to see if I would rather have one of those guys. But I think Booker's the best interior offensive lineman in this draft. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went guard. And nothing they could do could surprise me now. They drafted a linebacker.
That's surprising.
No. And you're not them. You'll never be them. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it is literally dependent on what happens first. Brad Holmes could go a litany of different decisions. But why I keep stressing edge rusher and why I keep thinking it's going to be edge rusher, because that's such a bountiful position in this draft that if Booker goes and T-Mac goes and all Malachi Stars, all those guys are gone, you're still going to have some good edge rushers there.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who goes ahead of them, you're probably going to have two solid edge rusher options around where the Lions are going to have to draft. So that's why, it's like, I don't know if you've ever played Catan, but you roll dice to decide what resources you get based on the number that the dice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like, 8s and 6s are higher priority because they're more likely to get rolled, because there are many different combinations that can happen for those numbers to get rolled. So there are many different combinations that can happen in this draft for one of those 7 edge rushers to still be available for the Lions at that spot. There are a lot of different things that can unfold. Now, in the Doctor Strange scenario to that one universe where all 6 of those edge rushers are off the board, then yeah, it could get a little freaky. But basically, there are a lot of different ways this draft could map out to where the Lions have a chance of getting a top-tier edge rusher, and I don't think they're going to pass on that chance.
Yeah, basically, Sarah comes and fixes the smart house whenever it goes haywire.
Yeah.
I got you on that one. Nick? 100%?
Yeah, the Tigers just put out their lineup. My bad. I was.
What is it?
Why are you upset?
We got hitting chaos tonight, fellas.
Hitting chaos?
We have hitting chaos tonight.
Who's up?
I know we're on Lions right now.
Jay Hen? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Jay Hen is not in the lineup tonight.
Wow.
Spenny, thoughts?
I don't know, man.
Listen, Manny was straight last week. Is it Manny in place?
McKinstry's leading off. Riley Green, Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, Colt Keith. I think their Baez isn't in the lineup, which I'm actually surprised about after the big night last night.
That's weird.
So you take Baez and Jahan out of that lineup. You keep McKinstry.
That's why I'm assuming it's the hitting chaos for when they pull Gilbert, go lefty, try to get a matchup late. Sorry for
McKinstry and Rogers are both in.
Yep.
And Dingler, Baez, and
Jahan
are all out
after mashing last night.
That's crazy, actually. The Jahan disrespect. I
don't get the Jahan disrespect. I really. Who's DHing? Is it Kerry?
Riley.
Right.
Riley's DHing. Okay.
Giving him a break after
I'm
playing
cool with
center
that.
field last night.
Who's in center then? Margot?
Margot also on the bench. Yeah, let me.
Casey, man.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest though.
I just want some run support for Casey Mize.
If there's one manager not to question.
No, he's arguably the best manager of baseball for sure. But
I feel you.
Yeah, I 100 P'd on that one. My bad. I was shocked. We got Kreidler in center. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay,
Steve Lehman.
But basically, I said there's Brad Holmes drafts based off board, right?
Yeah.
How the board falls to him.
Yeah.
There are more opportunities for a good edge rusher to fall to him because there are so many good edge rushers in this draft.
Agreed.
So if you're spiking the odds, edge rusher is going to have the best odds because there's so many guys that could be there.
Yeah.
That's why they might trade back from multiple
I just
swings.
said that in a much simpler and easier to understand form than I did earlier.
100% agree with you.
That's where you lost Nick. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
No,
Yo, can we
but,
see your turkey job, by the way?
What is this?
Oh, yeah. I was in Istanbul, Turkey, getting the hair done. Yeah,
Nice.
no, still didn't come
Did a
back.
good job.
No, but, yeah, no, I was in Florida, so shout out for you guys for throwing on a couple of good shows. I agree with you.
Kreidler's in center field. Margot's in right. So is Lunchbugs.
Kreidler was in center when I just read Evan Petzold's tweet. But
That makes sense.
when it comes to what Dan Campbell's comments on Graham Glasgow specifically, I like that he did bring up Mahogany and Manu. Like, in the past, like, I don't think he was bringing up a guy like Broderick, you know, to be depended on. Like, for him already to be talking about Manu, I think is a really promising sign moving forward to maybe this isn't such a big hole as to we believe it could be for this Detroit Lions team, where they could maybe wait for the third round again, you know, and go defensive line in the first and second. That's what I wanted to say prior to getting lost in the
Yeah, and like I said, now you've got your starters as Graham Glasgow and Christian Mahogany. If it started today, if football season started today, your guard starters would be Mahogany and Glasgow.
I don't know. I put Jahan out there for sure.
And then behind them, you have Yodi, Manu, and Skipper, who have, you know, Skipper has filled in at guard before, and he played well. Do I want to see Dan Skipper at guard? No, but I don't want anybody to get injured either.
I know we saved the hot takes for summer when it's like absolutely bare of shit to say. I'm going to get one out there early right now.
Let's hear it.
I won't be surprised if Manu snipes one of those guard jobs.
I wouldn't either. With
Put it out there.
His ability to move, his size, his athleticism.
He's got the moves like Jagger.
He does have the moves like Jagger. I mean, I would not be surprised at that either. He's a freak, man. And if he should be working with Hank Fraley and Casey Rogers.
Yeah.
He can moonlight as a defensive tackle.
I honestly thought about that before. I was like, why put this guy on the line?
I mean, if anybody would do
rush-
it, it'd be the Lions. Like, they'd like to get their fucking monsters out there.
Let's guy rush the passer.
No, but I wouldn't be. I want to see him getting. That's why I was surprised they re-signed Skipper, because I thought Manu was going
taking that role.
to be that swing tackle,
right?
And could do that very well.
There's a guy athletic enough to run off and catch a pass as an offensive lineman. It's that guy.
But we'll see. Obviously, I'm excited for.
But Skip
summer
also filled
workouts
in
to get here, and then when we get to camp, and we'll see what he looks like, where he's lining up.
Yeah, Skip did really well against the Green Bay last
Skip,
year.
I love Skip.
So-
I love Skip, and I was very happy
And
they
he's
re-signed
puking
him.
his guts out after the W.
Yeah,
That was-
Skip's the fucking man, dude.
You guys in the corner puking his guts out.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much blood. No, shout out to Skip. I was happy he got the deal done. He's an important part of that team. The guys love him. Big locker room guy. Literally a big locker room guy. And he's, whenever you have, you know, he's your break glass in case of emergency guy.
Yeah.
Somebody rolls their ankle walking off the team plane before the game.
Boom.
Skip, you're playing right guard tonight. All right. Yeah. Tim Patrick rolls his ankle. Skip, we got you next tonight. I love Dan Skipper. I'm happy you say it.
Skip. When we get back, Ben Johnson did some. We'll get to it. How about that? Some comments, some stuff that Nick.
Do
was
we want to
referring
just do the 650?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's just play it now. Here's Ben Johnson and his comments.
You talked about how you were looking forward to working with a mobile quarterback. A lot of people in Detroit took it as a shot at Jared and his lack of mobility. Was that just you having fun with that, or?
It was not a shot at Jared. I've talked to Jared about it. Sometimes your comments get skewed a little bit. That was not my intent. He certainly understands that. It was more directed towards Caleb and what he brings to the table.
Is it strange at all? You were like, I wouldn't use the word God, but beloved in Detroit, and now all of a sudden you're the enemy, so to speak. A lot of people are
Here's what I'll say is I have gone back and forth. My family still lives in Detroit right now, and everybody I've seen face to face has been super supportive and very respectful. And so I certainly appreciate that, and so does my family.
He said, when I see you sucker-ass punks face to face, you ain't talking that shit.
That is true.
That's precisely what he said.
That is exactly what he said.
Translated to another language there. I don't want to get beat up or any harm to his family. Please don't do anything stupid like that. Yeah, kind of. He called his boy Jared Goff. Nick, you said they're not friends no more. What's up? Jared picked up, it sounds like.
Said they hate each other.
He said, "Let me circle back because these comments are gonna be." I was taking some shots at my old quarterback here. So that's why else would he call him? Why else would he call him? He was circling back, saying, "Oh, taking a step back," walking back some of the comments he made, which he did obviously say, "Oh yeah, all about Caleb, nothing about Jared." Yeah, this is Ben Johnson just circling back. This is a big PR move by Ben Johnson to try to not get roasted by Lions fans. And I still believe Jared Goff took those comments to heart. Even if Ben Johnson said, "Oh yeah, I called him," he was probably like, "Yeah, you fucking better call me. What does this guy have to say? Is he gonna apologize for these comments?" Yeah.
Poor Jared getting shit on by everybody, dude. Every time a coach leaves, he'll be like, "Yeah, that guy fucking sucks."
That is crazy.
Anthony,
I'm
Lynn.
so glad we got this guy now. Oh, this guy is so much better. Even Michael Brockers.
Yeah.
Michael Brockers.
Jesus Christ, that guy
God,
sucks.
he got out of there. Ben Johnson looks bad.
Dog, his voice sounds different too. I don't know if it's because in the morning, a little bit more tired, maybe. Was he on some, doing drugs out there in Chicago? He says family. He's in Detroit still. He's downtown Chicago.
Ben Johnson,
Boys
chilling
Town,
on the block.
going crazy.
Downtown.
There is a Star Wars theme.
Why do you know this?
Because we went to it.
Star Wars theme, what?
Boudoir or something like that.
What the fuck's a?
It's like a strip club, but they don't get naked. They just wear lingerie.
Oh.
It's like a show.
It's kind of cool.
Are they dressed in like
It's called
Star
The Empire
Wars
Strips
theme?
Back. Yeah.
Get the
Star Wars
fuck
theme?
out of
Yeah,
here.
swear to God.
Why are we doing that here?
I don't know. There's probably one. You could probably
What's
find
the second in Detroit?
Yeah, something like that.
Probably Ferndale. Not like that. I didn't mean like that. Don't get excited. Nick. Relax.
Bunch of stormtroopers.
Chris is like
downtown Detroit is full of hipsters, dude. They gotta have some shit.
So we're not exactly copying off of them. What's like the next biggest like movie franchise we could build?
Harry
this
Potter?
Dune.
Oh. Dune. I was thinking Dune.
Dune copied off
Was
of Star
having
Wars.
worms hanging out?
Or Star Wars copied off of Dune. So
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Off
Anakin
the-
Skywalker, Paul Atreides, parallels are all there.
Not really.
Just wait.
And wait till Dune or wait till
Wait
Dune
till
3. Dune 2 was great.
Dune 2 was phenomenal.
They're literally the same character.
I don't know, dude.
Just wait.
Wow, you
Paul
just
Atreides
spoiled it.
like a religious.
Anakin Skywalker's they call him the chosen one the entire time. They abduct him as a child because he's the chosen one to bring balance to their force of religious warriors. Jedi is a religion.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you gotta run it back.
Yeah,
Run it
you
back,
haven't even
Turbo.
seen Star Wars.
I did. I watched it. I watched the first 3. And then it was
Well,
like,
yeah, you gotta watch the rest of it. You gotta watch
when I found out it was a sister, I'm like, all right, well, this is getting weird.
Well, you kissed her, so what?
Didn't go deeper than that.
No, they just kissed. Luke and Leia, they just kissed.
And they found out.
They find out that he's a sister. He's like, oh.
He's like,
Han's the
fuck.
one fucking
Huh?
dumping that bitch.
Who was?
Han Solo, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Oh,
My balls was hot.
Is there age
Han
difference?
Solo's the GOAT.
Yeah.
No, I think they're around the same age.
Nice. I'll give it a go. Would you guys be mad if they remade it?
Star Wars? If they've remade it, yeah. You don't do that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The remade Dune is phenomenal.
Yeah, but Star Wars one didn't come. Yeah, but the original Dune was ass.
Yeah. It's
The original Star Wars are masterpieces.
Yeah.
You don't remake that.
They should remake it.
No, you just do what they do and just continue to add on to it, and you hope that they
can't
added
do
on
that
to it
either.
in a
That's
good way.
just fucking
I'm saying that as opposed to remaking it. If those are your two
No,
options,
remake it.
add on to it, and we could just disrespect it
Fucking
because
hire Paul Atreides to play fucking Luke Skywalker.
No, he'd be Anakin.
Whatever. Fucking nerds.
It's fair.
Did you guys get got on any of the April Fool stuff today?
No, I actually didn't.
I've been off.
Weezy D 313 got me on the mahogany stuff.
Let's go to break though. We'll come back. Tell us about socials.
Yeah, let me tell you about the socials. The best place to follow Woodward Sports is everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Everywhere Detroit Sports is, Woodward Sports is. Make sure you are giving the #1 Detroit digital network, Woodward Sports, at Woodward
Star Wars
is
is
based on
the
the
follow
Princess
everywhere
Bride.
for live breaking news, reactions from all your favorite hosts, and more.
Woodward Woodward Sports is live in downtown Detroit for Tigers opening day.
This one's blasted. Out toward the bullpen.
Live from the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House.
Way back, forget it. Out of here.
Brought to you by Mad Packs, Jars, and White Claw. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Woodward Sports is at it again, giving away more cash and prizes than anyone in Detroit. Get into our March Bracket Challenge, powered by Jug and Nathan Neurosurgery. If you have the biggest basketball brain and get first place, you win $1,000 cold hard cash. But it doesn't stop there. Second place gets a weekend at Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City, including brunch at Erie and golf. Third place, 2 club seats to see the Pistons versus Bucks with food and drinks courtesy of RHB Laboratories in Troy. You can pre-register now at WoodwardSportsBracket.com. That's WoodwardSportsBracket.com. Then, after Selection Sunday, fill out your bracket for your chance at $1,000 in cash money and more. Pick by mascot, choose by team colors, have your dog picked. No matter how you do it, go to WoodwardSportsBracket.com right now and register. All powered by the best in the game, Chug and Nathan Neurosurgery and Woodward Sports.
Created the category of the original Detroit-style pizza and has been creating it since 1946 with 22 locations in Michigan. There's always a Buddy's Pizza near you. Buddy's is a cornerstone in the city of Detroit, being here for 79 years, and is a dedicated community partner with notable partnerships like the Michigan Humane Society, Salvation Army, the Detroit Zoo, and more. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's promo code the number 10 MEAL. Go find a location near you at buddyspizza.com.
Holy cow. That's someone I'd expect to have 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
Better hop on them.
Yeah.
I mean, she already knows.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows.
Super
Might be too late.
like insanely hot.
Mailbag. Get them in. Just a fan. Jared Goff is retiring because Ben Johnson left. I heard that's true. April.
He doesn't want to play with his friend.
Who wins in the fight, Chewbacca or Dan Campbell? I'm personally taking Dan Campbell.
Taking Chewbacca.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
taking
Chewbacca.
You fucking just fucking went to one bourgeois. And are all about it.
Chewbacca's 7'5".
Don't get okay. Dan Campbell, bam, crotch shot. Now what? Now Chewbacca's fucking 4'6" because he's kneeled over, crying.
He's only 247 though. Wow.
Yeah,
Chewbacca?
string
Scrawny,
ring,
dude.
He's fucking all fur.
7'5", 240. Oh wait. A Wookiee can bench press 810 pounds.
Jesus Christ, guys. Dan Campbell would beat his ass.
I don't know. 810 pounds, pretty crazy.
But how many down-ups can you do?
That's fair.
I was going to ask a real question. Oh, Chris, you have that picture of Dan Campbell I sent?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Is he dressed like Chewbacca?
Kind of, yeah. This might be Chewbacca's shirt he's
hairy?
rocking. This is what I love about Dan Campbell, by the way.
Unmatched.
The fucking
Oh, yeah.
tees to the knees.
Tees to the knees.
nightgown gear.
For sure.
Your white tee, well, to me, looked like a nightgown. But Dan Campbell rocks it because he's got the fucking aura.
He does. Yeah, only, like, you see.
If he took his pants off, he'd just rock it like a rapper would nowadays. Just wear a dress. Oh, yeah, that's a problem there.
That's a problem there.
The sack would be.
Can't with that thing swinging down
might get
there.
some sunburn on his ball sack. Can't really do that one.
Yeah, no, that's a funny picture. Okay, back to the.
But I respect him for that, by the way. That's why I love Dan Campbell. He's himself no matter what.
Here is a more detailed scouting report on Chewbacca per AI, Google AI. Unmatched strength and durability. Chewbacca is physically imposing Wookiee, possessing immense strength and resilience, capable of withstanding significant damage. He's a skilled pilot, especially of the Millennium Falcon, and is also a capable mechanic, able to fix and maintain ships. Chewbacca is fiercely loyal to his friends, especially Han Solo, and demonstrates unwavering courage in the face of danger. He's a skilled warrior, adept in hand-to-hand combat and utilizing weapons like his bowcaster. Despite his gruff exterior, Chewbacca possesses a surprising amount of wisdom and resourcefulness, often providing valuable insights and solutions. Weaknesses. His loyalty and courage can sometimes lead him to act impulsively without fully considering the consequences. He's literally Dan Campbell.
He is Dan Campbell.
He's Dan Campbell.
That's Dan Campbell.
Let's see.
Technically, his reliance on the bowcaster could be a liability. It's powerful but requires reloading quarrels, and its kickback demands Wookiee strength. Disarm him, and he's less effective.
Chewbacca did rip a man's arms off his body. I don't know if Dan Campbell has done a feat like that.
Dude, Dan Campbell takes the fucking bottom of his dress, wraps it around his arm,
Yeah.
and he rips off Chewbacca's.
Chewbacca calls his own plays, says Stick sucks.
Chewbacca does call his own plays.
That does not make sense.
They should make a Chewbacca playing basketball skit. I'm not tall enough to do it, but it'd be cool to see. Chewbacca's dunking
I don't
everywhere.
think anybody's.
Chewbacca guarding Wemby?
He's 7'5".
Yeah, but I mean, you use some camera work. The guy who played him wasn't 7'5".
I prefer the
was he?
real deal.
Him versus Wemby?
No, he was in a suit, dude. The guy who played him wasn't fucking covered with hair too.
No shit. Actually, it was pretty hairy.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see him. Did you just pull up his picture?
Yeah, I can pull him up. I saw pictures of him at Disney.
Han Solo used that bowcaster. No, Han Solo used.
It's funny. He actually kind of looks like
Blaster.
Chewbacca.
You given this is a little off topic, but on topic.
Solo's gun is the DL-44, Anakin. Jesus.
Nerd.
You giving the Red Wings any time tonight, Spenny?
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still in it. It's not over till it's over.
How many points out?
3, right?
I think
2, something like that. So
3 or 4.
This is a big game. If you lose tonight and the Canadians win tonight, then it's pretty much over. But no, it's
Who are we playing?
the Blues. So not an.
We need that lick back.
Yeah, not an unbeatable team. So yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna allow Chris to download. When you say this, Chris, you gotta do .jpeg.
That's all right.
Oh, those usually don't work, but I'll try it.
Since they announced the lineup for tonight, the Tigers have gone down in odds for sure. Tigers are plus 150 to win tonight. Casey Mize on the bump going up against Seattle's ace. Real quick though, fellas, want to shout out my cousins Dan and Christina for hosting me downtown. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, Dan.
Dude,
and
why
Christina.
you interrupt the shout out?
Thanks for the invite, Dan and Christina.
They got married.
Just more places.
Wait.
We don't
Wait.
get invited.
Are we doing the actual
Your cousins
trip, though?
got married? Like they married each other?
No, my cousin
Hell yeah.
and his girl. Shout out you guys. They were the best hosts in the world. They really hooked it up this weekend and allowed Teresa
Shout out
to
Dan
come
and
down.
Christina. Looked like a lot of fun. Glad I got the invite.
Shout out to Chris. You're the fucking MVP. I see you working back there.
I got it. Well, let's see. Let's see if it imported.
I said,
Hey!
hey!
Hey, is this Chewbacca's guy? Oh wow.
Yeah. They got the same mouth.
Hey, you know what? Let me hit that.
That's how tall this guy
You
is.
know who's the true savage of all of Star Wars?
What?
Is Christopher Lee.
Oh, wow.
The guy who played Count Dooku.
The guy who played him was 7'3". Holy shit.
The guy who played Count Dooku.
Uh-huh.
He fucking he was in the British special service in World War II.
Really? World War II?
Yeah, he's old.
He doesn't even look that old.
He talks about there's an interview of him talking
He
about.
gets way too much into it during the scenes.
No, when
He's
he
like
was
fucking
because
him up.
he played Fuck.
What?
What's
James
his name?
Bond?
Well-
Bad guy in James Bond?
No, he played Saruman. Yeah, that's right. Okay. He played Saruman in Lord of the Rings, and he gets stabbed in the back. And there's an interview of him talking with the director about it and being like, "Do you know the noise somebody makes when they get stabbed in the back?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I do. I've done it before. Like it's like you hear all of their wind leaving their body." And he said he was like, "All right, dude, like,
All right, weirdo.
You got this, big dog. Like, you know what you're talking." But yeah, he's like an actual savage who killed Nazis. So like, shout out to Count Dooku. Also, nobody in the Star Wars universe could go one-on-one with Count Dooku in his prime and win. Period.
Like
every time you saw Anakin and Obi-Wan jumping his ass, he was giving them that work every fucking time. And I'm talking prime Anakin, like Clone Wars Anakin, and almost prime Obi-Wan getting bodied 2-on-1 versus Count Dooku. Nobody wanted that smoke with Dooku 1-on-1. Well, he was the GOAT.
He was a Royal Air Force intelligence officer.
Yeah.
Special operations.
Yeah, dude, savage.
Special operations executive and a long-range desert expert.
Killed Nazis, dude.
That's
He also played Dracula, Count Dooku, and Sauron. Dude, fucking savage.
Multiple
All right,
counts.
that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in.
Fucking
Make sure you
nerd
smash that
alert!
like button for Eazy, for Nick, for Chris. I'm
Potty
spending-
pods.
Twitch.tv/SpemmoRax tonight. Tap in. It's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys there. Peace. About 10 o'clock, 10:30.